Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I played Dogmatika, pure Dogmatika at that, going 4-1 with the deck at my local box tournament. I know this is a different little layout I have here, but this is my own doing deck profile. Jay, my last previous upload, I actually did the deck profile the same evening as I got his. I felt like I needed to record this and speak a little bit more on my decisions. I felt kind of rushed in my own in-person deck profile. But before we get started with this, I want to say I've been playing the deck for about maybe 2 months now. Went with the Spellbook engine, went with the Dogmatic engine together in one, but I felt like right now I'm just going to stick strictly to the Dogmatica with a few couple tech choices here. This is strictly going second as well. I want to go ahead and say that, get that out the way for anyone who's looking for like a go first Dogmatica deck. I feel like this deck possibly needs to just get ran only going second. This is like a board breaker. With that being said, it's at a perfect 40. Some choices I'm still kind of iffy on, and I will talk about that as the deck profile goes on. But I want to give a shout out to my locals, everyone I play test with weekly, twice a week, a couple times throughout the week, just play testing after work and things like that. Shout out to my girlfriend for allowing me to play Yu-Gi-Oh so much, and shout out to everyone who's actually subscribed to the channel and leaves comments. I really do appreciate all that. I appreciate the support. And let's get to the deck profile then. Alright, so start of the deck, Nadir Servant. This is the main card you hope to start off with. This thing just unlocks all your plays, gets everything going for you. Everyone should know by now what the Nadir Servant does do. Then we're going to have 3 Matrix. This is actually the reason why I did so well this past week with this deck. You would hope that with this build going second, your opponent has a monster on board and you have either Matrix in the hand or Nadir Servant in the hand just to land on Matrix itself. Matrix, for those who don't know, if your opponent does have a monster, you can add 2 cards essentially, one being a ritual spell or ritual monster, and a Dogmatic monster if they have a monster on board. But if not, just activate it. You just get a card from out your deck that hopefully goes into your next card, which is going to be Ecclesia. You max this out at 3, only option. Being pure, you would just go ahead and either search for your monsters or either the Matrix itself. Just depends really on the matchup and where you are in the game. If you're going second and you have this in hand, or either Nadir Servant or Matrix, I think you can set up your combination your combo really well. And go into next cards here. They're going to be Calamity, Albazoa, and Punishment. Everyone knows what Punishment is, so we're just get that out the way right now. But Albazoa and Calamity. Calamity just lets you get a free ritual summon off with any Dogmatica monster. The Dogmatica monster I choose to actually run is just Albazoa. I don't see myself running the other ones at the current moment. I feel like Albazoa does enough for me. Just depending on the matchup, of course. But if not, just a free body, a push for game, making your Dogmatica monsters unaffected by extra deck monsters. It just does a lot. And whenever you have Matrix combined with it, or any ritual at that point, just a free send. So depending on like who you're playing against, if you want to go through their deck, you can. Their extra deck, you can. But if not, you just have free gas to work with. So I feel like right now, just 1 Albazoa is enough with the Calamity. Some more Ecclesia targets are going to be the Maximus and 3 Floor. This may be incorrect. Just currently right now, playing with this deck going second strictly. I can't see myself like putting in something else for the Floor Lease. Because typically, you know, you just run the 1 and the 2, or either max out Maximus. But just with this build, I feel like it's either just going to be these 2, but just for the current moment, 3 Floor isn't terrible. It's free negate, you know, especially going second. Just a free negate if you establish your Floor Lease on their main phase. Going into your own turn, having the option to, you know, negate whatever monster they have face up. It's going to give you some problems. And also, for the least, it actually adds on to some other card I'm going to show later, and that's in the main deck too, which can actually get you a monster from the extra deck. But Maximus is Maximus, of course. A lot of things that you can do with this, everyone should be familiar already if you're with the Dogmatica profile year for year. the Dogmatica engine's out the way. Now for the hand trap lineup. Since we are going second, 3 Ash, of course, 3 Imperm, and 1 Droll. This could actually, I feel like, can be amped up a bit. I could possibly finish more hand traps, fake veilers, something else potentially. I was actually playing Skullmeister for a while too, and then I was like, you know what, I'm not seeing it, so it really doesn't like help me. It's not that impactful for right now, but in the future, it definitely can possibly come up. But again, since we're going second, to go with the hand traps, we have 3 talents. 3 talents is talent. Speaking of talents, today this card was cracked every time I saw it. Knocked out cards from hand, and I drew cards, and I took monsters. Talents could be MVP almost. There was a time where a guy had ashed me, and I had talents in hand, and I had ways of like dig more into my deck. So I was like, let me just use this talent, and lo and behold, he had a Droll in there. And I play the 1 Droll because I have some other options here on the side I'm going to go over here shortly. But talents at 3, I was kind of iffy with it, maybe at 2, but at 3, I think I like it for the current moment. We'll see next time I do the deck profile. We'll see what happens. And then we have just emergency cards. Diviner. Diviner, going second, I have options to send either Herald or Natis. But also, being a tuner, I can make Barone with it. With the Florally and the Maximus, potentially Florally if anything, you would go ahead and just make it being a level 8, don't even use Herald's effect, and just make Barone, deal with any problems. Find yourself just dealing with 1 card, maybe you clear some things up with Nadir or some other stuff. Diviner is a good backup. I feel like this could be maybe just 1 as well, but for the current moment, I've been playing this deck just in this build for about a week. I think 3 for the current moment is fine. We'll see once again if I make any changes here in the future. We got the board breaker cards here being 3 Slayer, 3 Evilly, and 3 Gamma Seals. With these Slayers, this is one of the newer cards. A lot of people haven't been playing, but I feel like, especially in game 1, if you're going second, Ultimate Slayer is gas. As long as you're not playing a deck that's some trap deck, at least you have evenly matched for that. Slayers will go off. I found myself a lot of times when I was running Spellbook, Dogmatika, that side end of Slayers wasn't that good because people will just make anti-spell or make some crazy spell negate. If you're playing against a deck where you don't know what your opponent is playing, Slayer is really crucial. A lot of times, people playing locally would make Beast or something against me because they just know how to make spells, but just going first, well, in game 1, going second, Slayer is gas. Then we have Evenly Match. Evenly Match is Evenly Match, of course. Hopefully by time you see it in your hand, if you're drawn to it, you have some cards that would either bait out the negate and just evenly match your whole board away. But also we have Gamma-Seal too, and this is where I'm like, I don't know if this is accurate or correct at all. This deck has a lot of tinkering I'm going to have to play with. Gamma-Seal took out in the Rise and a lot of Barones this evening. This could be right or wrong, I have no clue, but I feel like if anything, I would keep the Gamma-Seals in and Evilies and possibly drop the Slayers. But just for the current moment, it's winning, and we'll see what else can happen with it. I'm comfortable with it, with these choices right now. Here we're gonna have our Call by the Grave and Schism. I am making window locks. Simple as that. I'm doing that if possible. And the Call by is Call by. Some people say, hey, going second, why are you playing this? Call by is good going second. Doesn't matter. Even if someone makes you go first, it's really good to have. You're really fragile with this deck. Like, if you get hit by Droll Ash, yeah, it's kind of GG in my opinion. Depending on your hands, because you get some wonky hands. But that's the main deck. Going strictly into the side, I will just go strictly into that first. Just keep everything together. Essentially, this part right here is just if your opponent gets killed game 1, you go ahead and put these bad boys in right here. If you know you're gonna go first. This and Assigning Minds and any Dogmatika cards, that's Matrix, Nadir, or either Ecclesia, that's combo right here. You're gonna have extra deck monster on board on your side. You're gonna have your opponent where your opponent can't imperm you or evenly match you. There's a lot of love here with the Nightmare engine. Just as these 6 cards does a lot, and hopefully it doesn't get hit. I don't think it would, but just right now, I love using this combo. So that's another way to get your Dogmatika stuff going. And then we're gonna go ahead and talk about the next cards I have up here, being 3 crossout. So I know I play the 1 role in the main, but crossout going first again, if it allows, maybe game 3. If you get the game 3, you know you're going first, and your opponent's on a lot of hand traps. Crossout is the perfect counter. Had a game where in my 4th round, the one game I lost today, game 3, I was playing against my friend Derek, and he uses some Tri-Brigade Sprite, the one I did a deck profile on, where he went undefeated a couple times. If I would have saw a crossout, I potentially could have set up a board and got him, but didn't happen. He had the Ash, and that was GG. Simple as that. Like, there's times in your hands where you really need to see either this or call by, and I think me playing this right now is good use of the card. I don't know what other deck I can see myself using it in that I play, but it works well for me. I would definitely pick these up if you're planning on playing this deck, just experiment with. And then we're gonna go ahead and have the Terraforming, which gets you the Secret Village. This whole extra deck, this whole side deck is just like, if you're going first, I don't really have too many hard counters of going second. They're all in my main. So this is a going first side deck, and if you have the perfect matchup for Terraforming, just puts in work. Terraforming, Secret Village just puts in work. It's just GG. And the last cards in the side deck we're gonna have are gonna be the Pankratops, the Harpies, and a Change of Heart. These cards are all really good, besides potentially the Harpies I see. Like, starting today, I saw Harpies once, and I wish it was a Lightning Storm, which I think I possibly would change my Feather Duster into a Lightning Storm going forward. I think I'm gonna do after this deck profile. Put the Lightning Storm in place of the Feather Duster. But the Change of Heart is Change of Heart. Didn't see it once today, but I feel like in theory it's really good. And Pink is gonna be Pink. These cards right here, the reason I didn't main them is just because if my opponent makes me go first, go in game 1, these are just dead cards in my hand. So if you know for sure you're gonna go second, or you're gonna put pressure on your opponent to go second, these cards are what you wanna, put in for sure. All right, now we talk about the extra deck. I have Garura, and I have 2 Natis. I don't know if this is right with the Natis being at 2, but I found myself wishing I had a third at times. Natis is going to Natis and the Garura is going to be Garura. Both with being the attributes of light and dark. It goes in the rest of the extra deck here, which are going to be the Shaddols. So we have the 1 Winda, the 1 Apolone, and the 1 Construct. So with these cards right here, there are still times where you can just steal games, just make it a win. I know I shouldn't possibly run the Schism in my in the main, but I could possibly side it. But just right now, there's been so many times where I would just land on Winda after getting the cards in grave. Where Winda just helps me just win. The Construct is just a little odd. It's just a way where if I have a wonky hand, I have the Schism in hand, and I have to dump monster. It just lets me reoccur. And also, there are times where if they have a light attribute on board, and I have it still in my extra deck, just with the Schism itself, Construct is just hella clutch. And Apolone is just a way to get you Schism. Simple as that. Then we have the next couple cards here. We have the Quintet Magician. Quintet is just strictly for the ritual. I am not making this ever. But speaking again of attributes, I have a Dark, level 10, whereas another level 10 would probably be Blue Eyes. I think Blue Eyes Ultimate. But if you're trying to land on Winda, you would need a dark, and so this is just another way to go forward. Then the next few cards are gonna be synchros. We have Omega. We're gonna go ahead and have Barone, Herald, and Agnister, Wind Pegasus. You're gonna make Barone quite often with the Diviner little setup. The Omega is gonna recur your cards. There's been a lot of times where Omega would just send back an extra deck card, but there are the one-off times where you were going to go ahead and send something back to your main deck, or even like messing with your opponent's extra deck if you, not extra deck, my fault, with their graveyard if you send a Maximus. And Agnister, it came up today where I got Droll, but had Maximus in my hand, and so just to set myself up, I sent Titaniclad and the Agnister. Titaniclad gets me a free special summon, but the Agnister just protects me as another form of mounting. If a monster, if a monster I control is, sent the grave, whatever. Then the next couple cards here, just to wrap up the extra deck, we're gonna have the Furjet and the Almirage, which are my links. Almirage is just another way to go ahead and turbo out the Ibly, and then with the Furjet is just another way to recur your hand, just to fix it if possible, and it's just another Slayer target. Then the next couple cards here, our last two, is going to be Titaniclad and the new one. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. I think it's Mirological, whatever. I'm not trying to pronounce that card. Just another XYZ Slayer target. My only Slayer target for XYZ is actually, where it just essentially can just negate another face-up monster on board. Another way to play with your cards in your hand and go from there. And Titaniclad, more likely you're going to go ahead and add in your Ecclesia unless you're Drolled, or either make a Fleur-de-Lis. And Fleur-de-Lis being at 3, like looking at it, might be the play, might not be, but just for the current moment, it works out for me. So that's the main deck. Hopefully that wasn't too long of a profile. I never did one like this. This is a lot of cutting and editing. I didn't know I talk so damn much, but hopefully people enjoy that. Here I have some packs here for finishing in, I think it was 3rd place on X-1. So we'll open these up. I thank all you guys for watching the video, really do. I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate, again, all my friends. I enjoy doing this type of stuff, and it's fun to showcase my own deck for once. It's been a couple weeks now where I've been really close to topping at my locals, but my locals are really competitive, so they don't let me get no free wins, and I love that. It makes it better. You gotta have good locals around you, man. That's the way to play the game. Nothing crazy. I did pull a Sprite Blue earlier in the tournament. We got 2 packs for winning a round, so that was 8 packs for me, plus those right there's 3, so it was 11 packs today. And then here's some amazing defenders, which are some of the packs for getting 4th place as well. Not 4th place, 3rd place as well. Nothing crazy. I don't even know what the hell I'm looking for in this set. It was between this and Maze. And my friends were like, hey man, let's all just open these. Well, the people who top, I went to, all my friends, but the guys at the locals. So far, this has not been good. First time doing actual pack openings on the channel too, I think. Unless I did it in someone else's profile, which I can't recall right now. I don't remember like buying any of this amazing defenders. I remember the first time I actually opened these packs. Oh, there you go. Oh, collector's rare. Whoa. CR Pearly. YouTuber luck, I guess. YouTuber pack opening luck. Wow. If I'd opened this up at the shop, definitely would have got rid of it. None of those people looking for this shit. That's pretty cool. I'll put that in the sleeve. Thank you, Alex, for telling me to open this set versus the Maze. Gonna pull something else. What is this? Is that worth money? I don't know. I don't think so. Extra deck cards are not that valuable. This is, I don't know, extra deck XYZs. I wouldn't say extra deck cards, but extra deck XYZs. I don't think they're worth anything. Gear free is pretty cool. Is the reprint? I don't keep up with sets anymore. Coolness CR is pretty cool. I guess I did win today. Blue and CR. Impulse, limiter removal, reprint. Cool. Last pack. I am tired, guys. Sorry. Hey, I think this is worth something. That's pretty cool. And the rest of this is this bulk. So, yeah, guys, that's the deck profile. Thank you for watching this far if you did. Once again, what's the CR that I pulled? Thank you guys for watching the video. And once again, thank you guys for all subscribing and just come back to the channel. Until next time, catch you guys later. Peace.